get a higher mark. Utopia could maybe get a higher mark. But I felt that this horse, I know him so well that I trust him, and I thought, because Gareth's horse is also very sensitive, so we needed a horse that we could trust for number 3 if number 4 was going to be a little bit, insecure. So that could have been my horse or Gareth. So I trusted him, so I said to the selectors, this is the horse I want to take because I trust him, I know him, and I think he will do the best he can, and he did. So what I expect, it's more than I expected, because I think that he's not ready to be a top horse yet. He's a very big horse and he's not mature enough, but he has the right temperament to be a great horse. So beyond my expectations.
Okay, but this horse have a big squad of improvement now.
Yeah, huge. His first Grand Prix I think was in Saumur, which was in May. Saumur in May. It was his first international, I think, and he was very wobbly. He did get 71, but it was like riding a drunk. It was and it was like you had to really steer him around very quietly, and then each show though he just gets better and better and better. And he was nothing, on the way up. He was nothing. He didn't really walk, he didn't really trot, he didn't really canter. And then when he learned Grand Prix, he started to become a really different type of horse. So he was never successful really, on the way up. But now he's come into his own. And I always felt, I rode him and everyone used to say, but his hind legs aren't very good, his trot's not very big, he's tense all the time. And I said, it feels like he's going to be good. He might not look it, but he feels it. And so now, for me, that was, and for the owner, because we both, obviously going to love him whatever. We've had him since 1 year old. So, that's he cost €1,000 at 1 year old. And here he is. It's a good story as well, because people, it's nice that people can see that dressage isn't just elitist and, so sometimes, of course, it's a risk. I didn't know he was going to be this, but it's nice to start. Sometimes I think €1,000 if he does Prix St George, that's fine. But he made the World Games. So 24 years later for me, this is 20, because I rode Stockholm 24 years ago. So I'm really happy to come on another horse.
Where does he come from?
Holland. Yeah, Holland. He's actually when you look back in his breeding line, on his father's side he has Donegal and Rubenstein, but on his mother's side he's Animo, so that's show jumping. And Gertian van Os, I guess I got him from Gertian, who's a show jumper who had Animo, and Gertian said, getting a dressage horse from Animo is very difficult because they're very hot. They're brilliant jumpers, and I was a little bit, and when we were breaking him in, it took 6 months to canter him because he was so nervous. So, he's come a long way.
And what do you expect for the team, the return team, and in individual?
Silver, bronze. I don't mind where I come. I only work for the Grand Prix. I only think about the Grand Prix. He was 10 years old, and I thought I can't do everything with him because he's so big, and I didn't want to work him. I don't want to work him so hard yet. So I've really practiced the Grand Prix. So individually, I'm happy to go for the special. I think I get to the special. Yes. So that's fine. But it would be wonderful if the team can get any medal.
Will you talk about your decision to wear the helmet?
I've been wearing a helmet for a year. Now, do you know what? It's quite simply now a helmet is comfortable. I find it much nicer than a top hat. I wouldn't put a top hat on anymore.
Yeah.
I don't like it. This is, I'm used to it now, and we feel as a team we set an example. I don't, you never push. I would never push my ideas on adults. That's entirely up to them what they want to do. But I think as role models for children, that's why we do it. But if anybody else wants to ride in a top hat, that's up to them. That's not, I think adults, as I said.
Is it a team helmet? Is it a team helmet?
No, it's not a team helmet. No, it's a casco.
24 years ago, and now, what has changed mostly in dressage sport and mostly in British?
The test has got easier. 24 years ago, in our zigzag, we had another 6 strides. We had rein-back, we had walk pirouettes, we had a flying change in extended canter. The test has got easier. That's what's happened in 24 years, and the marks have got higher.
Okay.
And just how do you feel in the arena today?
How did I feel?
Yes, with the atmosphere.
Oh, it's very friendly. It's fantastic. I mean, you cannot expect people to keep quiet if they want to see the dressage. But for us, how do you prepare a horse for going down a tunnel and seeing thousands of people? You know, I mean, it's something you cannot prepare for. So sometimes you have to go down the tunnel and just go, please, God, I hope you're going to listen when you hear that noise. And that's how I was today, because I thought I can't prepare my horse for that because we don't have venues with all these people.
Just last question.
Really last question because we need to go.
I just want to know, how do you manage to ride and to coach during this big event?
I'm only riding one a day. When I'm at home, I'm teaching loads, I'm riding loads. This is a piece of cake for me. This is easy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry,
Thank you
Carol.
so